so let's get going with Tony, and then I will fill you in a bit later of the other highlights that are coming up. So welcome to the show, Tony. It's such a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you. It's good to be back.
And I believe we're talking wise topics this morning.
Yes.
Detachment with love, right?
Yes, detaching with love, yeah. This morning I'm wearing a different cap. It's one of the very popular ones that I love wearing, and it's about recovery and recovery from addiction.
So your specialty this morning?
Yes, that's my specialty. And one of the areas that we cover, which is not easy to come to terms with, is detaching with love. You know, very often when you have someone who is addicted and living with you, you tend to naturally cover up for the person. You know, you would phone the company and tell them why he's not coming to work, or you would bail him out if there's an issue with the law, or you would tell a friend, or, you know, somehow you would cover up. And it's kind of a natural thing that we feel we should be doing.
You think you're helping that person, of course, right?
But essentially, we're actually making it worse than ever before. So there's a topic that we cover quite extensively. It's called detaching with love. And detaching with love simply means, I love you for who you are, but I don't love what you do. There's a big separation about the person you love, and that's important to understand, that you have to look at the person as someone that you love unconditionally, you know, as a human being.
Yes.
The disease of addiction is something that's attached to the person, and we have to separate him from that there as well. Now, it's very, very seldom that one can do that quite conveniently as well. Now, when you separate a person from the disease, you're saying to him that we appreciate who you are as an individual, but we have to look at how you can change your behavior.
Definitely.
When you start detaching with love, the person starts understanding that he has to make some concerted effort to come to terms with his addiction. When you detach with love, you're also saying to him that I'm not going to get involved in the consequences of your action.
Yes.
Now, that's the toughie.
You're kind of getting them to take their ownership
Yes.
and responsibility.
Yes.
In a loving, supportive
That's
way.
exactly
That's
what
we're
it is.
trying
Yes.
for, right?
But when you say to him, you must face the consequences, you know, like facing the law and having to be locked up in prison as one of the consequences is hectic.
Of course.
But that's exactly what it is all about. Because those are the kinds of consequences that will probably get you to turn your life around and make it well worth it as well.
So some sort of tough love you're
Yes,
talking about.
yeah. But the tough love is a real toughie. That's an hectic one. That's quite, you know, ruthless. When it comes to detaching with love, we're saying, listen, there is still an emotion of love attached there. You're still part of the family. We still appreciate who you are for what you are, but we do not identify with your behavior, and we do not appreciate the way you behave.
So it's not acceptable.
Yes.
You're making it very clear.
Yes. So that's clearly putting a boundary in place, right? So in closing this week and starting the weekend, I want to just ask the viewers that this weekend, what I want the viewers to do is some homework, like I usually give on a Friday. This weekend, focus on conscious breathing.
Oh, that's a good one. That's
Right?
an interesting
Focus
one.
on conscious breathing as we go through this weekend. Whether you're brushing your teeth, you're taking a shower, you're walking along the beach, or you're having dinner, just focus on conscious breathing. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that next week when we meet again.
So just
that's
give
the
us
homework for this
give us
week.
a little bit on conscious breathing. How do we practice it?
Conscious breathing is, you see, we unconsciously, it's an automatic process that we just continue breathing. And we very often breathe from the chest up here. And conscious breathing is when we're breathing down from the diaphragm. And
So more the lower belly.
Yes.
So we want to breathe into the lower belly, right?
Yeah, because when you make the effort to do that, you actually start focusing on the moment you are involved in, the peace that you can inculcate at that time, and you start to enjoy that moment. So when you do that, you're actually focusing on living in the moment. So one of the ways to get to live in the moment is focus on conscious breathing. That's the homework for this weekend.
Wisdom and homework. Tony keeps us busy making our lives better, which we appreciate very, very much. Tony, how can we get hold of you just before we say our goodbye for this morning?
All right, the easiest way is to contact the studio or else on 081 533 6565. Easiest.
Thank you very much, Tony, for that inspiration. And we want to thank Performance Coffee, an authorized dealer for Dura Coffee this morning. They give us our delicious Divine Morning Coffee. So next up, after the break, we will be hearing from young 17-year-old Jaden from Dolphin Coast Platters. Stay with us this morning.